Now, we're going to take up one more problem, the problem number 20. Find the total elongation and the maximum stress in the material of the bar showing in figure. Under an axial load of 20 kilonewton, take E equals 200 giganewton per meter square. So here we have a combination of round uniform bar, cylindrical bar with a tapering bar, again with a uniform bar. So having 25, the diameter of 25 at the bigger end, and at the smaller end you have diameter 15, and have an axial pull of 20 kilonewton acting in opposite direction to each there. Now here the length of the uniform bar is 400, the length of the tapering bar is 400, and again the length of the tapering uniform bar is 400. Now to solve this, so what will going to be the total elongation? Since it is an axial pull, so obviously all the total elongation delta L will be equal to the elongation of the uniform bar of diameter 25 by 400, and the delta L2 is the total elongation of the tapering bar having from the bigger end diameter of 25 to 15 and having a length of 400, plus delta L3, which is again uniform bar of diameter 15 and to a length of 400. So delta L will be equal to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. So what is elongation of the uniform tapering bar? The uniform tapering bar delta L will be equal to P into L by A into E. Since it is delta L1, so P is the uniform axial load which is applied, so that is P into length of the length of the uniform bar is L1 divided by area of cross section is A1 into E, plus then we have this is the tapering bar from bigger end diameter to the smaller end diameter, that is D1 to D2. So the equation will be 4P into L2 because the length of the tapering bar is L2, which is 400, by pi E, pi into E into D1 into D2, where D1 is the diameter of the bigger end and D2 is the diameter of the smaller end. Plus what is delta L3? The delta L3 is here again it is a uniform bar, so P into L3 by A3 into E. So P is, which is having 20 into 10 to the power of 3. So into L1 is 400 divided by area A1 pi d square by 4, that is pi d square by 4 into E, where since it is the diameter of the uniform bar is 25 at this end, so naturally pi by 4 into 25 square into Young's modulus is 200 into 10 to the power of 3. So 200 into 10 to the power of 3 or 2 into 10 to the power of 5 plus 4 into P again, which is 20 into 10 to the power of 3 into L2 is 400 divided by pi into E is 2 into 10 to the power of 5, and D1 and D2 diameter at the bigger end and the diameter at the smaller end. So into diameter at the bigger end is 25 and the diameter at the smaller end is 15. So this is the diameter at the bigger end, which is 25, and this is the diameter at the smaller end, which is 15, and into 2 into 10 to the power of 5 plus P again 20 into 10 to the power of 3 into L3. L3 is 400 again, then divided by pi by 4 into area, that is A3, since the diameter is 15, so it will be pi by 4 into 15 square, pi by 4 into 15 square plus 2 into 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of 5. So on simplification, delta L will be equal to 0.4437 mm. So this, and what is the maximum stress in the material of the bar? The maximum stress in the material of the bar is always holds good when the diameter is at the minimum end. That is sigma T is equal to P divided by the least area of cross section. Since the least area of cross section which will going to be at this cross section, so that will be equal to 20 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by pi by 4 into diameter is 15 square. So it will be sigma max will be equal to 113.2 Newton per mm square. So this is how you will be able to solve this problem. Now we'll go for the next problem, the problem number 21. If a tension test bar is found to taper from d plus a diameter to d minus a diameter, prove that error involved in using the mean diameter to calculate the Young's modulus is 10a by capital D the whole square %. So the solution is, so we have a diameter at the larger end, the taper bar will be d1 is equal to d plus capital D plus a according to the equation, and diameter at the smaller end d2 will be equal to d capital D minus a. Actual extension under load P will be equal to delta L will be equal to 4 into P into L by pi E into D1 into D2. So that will be equal to 4 into P into L by pi into E into D1 is D plus A, capital D plus A into D minus A. So here 4PL into pi into E into D plus A into D minus A is nothing but D square minus A square. So then we have, therefore, Young's modulus for actual taper bar will be E, which is equal to 4 into P into L divided by pi into delta L into D square minus A square. D square minus A square. How we can see here, I want the Young's modulus, prove that the error involved is using the mean diameter. So to calculate the Young's modulus is 10a by d the whole square %. So since I want the Young's modulus, so 4 into P into L divided by pi into delta L into D square minus A square. If it is treated as a bar of uniform diameter, then what happens? Then delta L will be equal to P into L by delta L will be equal to P into L by pi and A into E. So here P into L by pi by 4 into D square, capital D square into E naught. Because here it is the diameter of the uniform diameter D. So since it is capital D, then delta L will be equal to P into L by pi D square, pi by 4 into capital D square into E naught. So when you take this by 4 to the numerator, 4PL by pi into D square into E naught. Therefore, Young's modulus for uniform diameter bar E naught will be equal to 4 into P into L by pi into E naught into D square. So since Young's modulus of the uniform, you take out E naught outside, cross multiply, E naught will be equal to 4 into P into L by pi into delta L into capital D square. Now, therefore, percentage error will be what? The percentage error will be E minus E naught by E into 100. So what is E? 4 into, substitute the value of E and E naught in this equation. So how to do that? 4 into P into L by pi into delta L into capital D square minus A square minus 4P into L by pi into delta L into capital D square divided by 4 into P into L by pi into delta L into capital D square minus A square into 100. So since it is the common factor of 4 into P into L by pi into delta L, so there are the common factors, so you just it cancels. Therefore, it will be equal to 1 by D minus 1 by D square minus A square minus 1 by capital D square is equal to 1 by capital D square minus A square into 100. So when you take the common factor here, LCM, D square into D square minus A square is equal to, since this numerator, this will going to be cancelled, therefore D minus D square minus, since this D square will be cancelled, minus of D square minus A square, close the bracket, divided by 1 by D square minus A square into 100. So what happens? This D square gets cancelled, A square by D square minus, so again D square minus A square will going to be cancelled here. This denominator and this denominator will cancel. Therefore, D square minus D square is cancelled. So what happens? You are going to get A square by D square into 100. A square by D square into 100. So if I want to take it into the numerator here, 10 into A by D the whole square. 100 A square by D square. So that is equal to 10A by D the whole square. Since the equation what also it requires is 10A by D, 10A into D, 10 into A by D the whole square %. Therefore, since we have achieved the result, hence it is proved. This is how we will be able to solve this particular problem. Thank you.